Hello, I'm Dr. Heidi, creator of Vocab Victor, and I am insanely excited to welcome you to the 2019 1,000-Word Challenge. Yes, that's right. I'm going to teach you 1,000 words this year. We're going to do about 20 words a week, and we're going to do it online on YouTube, Instagram, TV. It's all free. I'll be giving you words and definitions, some real context for the words, some great vocabulary activities, and tips to practice all week to follow up. So, stay tuned. I'm very excited. Here we go. I want to tell you the format of these lessons. First, I'm going to give you your words for the week with their definitions. Next, I'm going to do a reading that will let you hear the words being used in context. After that, I'm going to give you practice activities that you can do to use the words. The theme of the week is dessert, because I decided to start the course with something really fun that everybody loves. Who doesn't love dessert? The first thing we're going to do is look at this word, dessert, which is a sweet food that you have after you eat dinner or lunch. I want you to take a good look at the spelling because a lot of people get confused with how you spell this word. And the reason is that there's two words that are spelled very similarly, dessert and desert. A desert is an area of very dry land that is usually covered with sand and is very hot. Dessert is something sweet and delicious to eat. These are two very, very different things. How to remember which one has two S's and which has one? Well, let me tell you something about dessert. It has a lot of extra calories, it has a lot of extra sugar, and a lot of extra fat. You might eat too much of it. It also has an extra letter, the extra S. So remember that dessert has a lot of everything else, and it has two S's. I'm going to give you 20 words. You will probably know some of these words already. So maybe you're thinking, I'm not learning 1,000 words. But let me tell you, it's very important with vocabulary that you practice the words you already know, in addition to learning new words. So this is all good practice. Using words is all good and will help your language skills. So here we go. Dessert. Sweet food eaten after the main part of a meal. This word is frequently used with for, as what would you like for dessert, or I'll have ice cream for dessert. Food. The things that people and animals eat. You'll often find this word with an adjective such as fresh food or good food. Type. A particular kind or group of things or people. Frequently used with of, which tells the kind of thing that this is a type of, such as this type of incident, this type of activity. Serve, to give food or drink to someone at a meal in a restaurant, etc. Simple, not hard to understand or do. Deep, having a large distance to go from the bottom or the surface to the highest point. Oil, a liquid substance that comes from a plant or animal that contains fat and that is used in cooking. Cook, to prepare food for eating, especially by using heat. Egg, a hard shell oval thing from which a young bird is born. Ice, frozen water. Sugar, a sweet substance, usually in the form of white or brown crystals or white powder, that comes from plants and is used to make food sweeter. Freeze, to become a hard substance such as ice because of cold. Sweet, containing a lot of sugar. Milk, a white liquid produced by a woman to feed her baby or by female animals to feed their young. Cake, a sweet baked food made from a mixture of flour, sugar, and other ingredients, such as eggs and butter. Bread, a baked food made from a mixture of flour and water. Cream, The thick part of milk that rises to the top. The part of milk that contains fat. Mixture. Something made by combining two or more ingredients. Pot. A deep round container that is used for cooking. Cheese. A yellow or white solid food that is made from milk. Next up, I have found something to read that uses these words. This is a page in Wikipedia Simple English, which is a site I'll be using a lot because it's very understandable for English language learners. So maybe you saw my other video where I talked about how you need to learn 5,000 words in order to read. But with Simple English Wikipedia, you don't need 5,000 words. You only need about 1,000 or 2,000 word size vocabulary. It's a good place where you can get practice reading and build your vocabulary with words that are not that difficult. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read the article, and I want you to look at it while I'm reading it. I want you especially to pay attention to the words, especially this week's words, and pay attention to how they are used in a sentence. Okay, here we go. Dessert. A dessert is a type of food that is eaten after lunch or dinner. It is usually a sweet food like ice cream, cookies, and cakes. In some countries, cheese, such as brie cheese and fruit, are served as dessert. Some desserts are decorated, like birthday cakes. Others are simple, like pudding. Many desserts are baked, cooked in an oven. Some desserts are served with whipped cream as a topping. Types of desserts. Baked desserts. Baked desserts are made by putting the ingredients in a hot oven. Baked desserts include cakes and muffins, a mixture of flour, eggs, sugar, oil, baking powder, and flavorings. Sweetbreads, such as banana bread and raisin bread, a mixture of flour, sugar, oil, baking powder, and flavorings. Cookies, such as chocolate chip cookies, a mixture of flour, eggs, sugar, oil, and flavorings. Puddings and custards, a mixture of milk, eggs, sugar, and flavorings, can be made in the oven. Fried desserts. Fried desserts are made by using a cooking process called deep frying. To deep fry food, a large pot filled with oil is heated, and then the food is placed into the pot. Deep fried desserts include donuts. Frozen desserts. Frozen desserts are made by blending the ingredients in a freezer. Frozen desserts include ice cream, a mixture of cream, milk, sugar, and flavorings. Milkshakes, a mixture of ice cream, milk, and flavorings. And sherbet, also called sorbet, a mixture of water, sugar, and flavorings. Chilled desserts. Some desserts are made without using the oven or the freezer. Trifle is an English dessert made by soaking ladyfinger biscuits in sherry, covering them with whipped cream, and then letting it chill in the refrigerator. Some types of instant pudding and instant mousse desserts can be made without cooking. A person simply mixes the instant pudding powder with milk and chills it in the refrigerator. Next, what I want to do, this is a very important part of the course, is I want you to practice using this vocabulary. So turn your eyes below to the comment section of this video. I want you to do two things. One, I want you to type in a question using one of the words. I'm going to put in the first question, which is, what is your favorite dessert? I want you to look at the word list I gave you and find a word that you want to practice and make a sentence using that word. Don't worry if it's not perfect. Just use the word and try to get the meaning across. The second thing is, I want you to answer one of the questions that someone else has put up. And use a complete sentence. So if the question is, what is your favorite dessert? Don't say apple pie. Say, I like apple pie, but only if my mother makes it. I want you to start a conversation. The best way to learn words and remember words is to use them. I can't have a conversation with all of you because there's one of me and lots of you, but you guys can have a conversation with each other. So go into the comment section, answer one of the questions, start a conversation. Talk to the other people that are there and support each other. Be nice to each other. Be patient with each other. Don't go, teasing people if they don't use the word perfectly. Don't be mean to anybody because their English is not perfect. Okay, press the pause button and go do that now. Yes, now. Now that you know the basic meaning of these words and how to use them, I want you to go a little deeper and show you some common idioms or phrases with these words. So for food, we talked about adjectives before the word. One expression you might hear is junk food, which is food that isn't very healthy, like potato chips, candy, and so on. You might also hear fast food, which is what you get at like McDonald's and so forth. Another expression is food and drink, like everyone needs both food and drink. You'll commonly hear those together. For type, there's an expression that we use in the context of romance and dating, where we say that someone can be another person's type, which means the type of person they usually date. So say you've got a friend and she's always dating someone with a big beard and a weird sense of humor. You can say she has a type. Or you ask your friend how his date went. He might say, well, she was nice, but she's not my type. Cake. There's an interesting English idiom, piece of cake, which means that something is very easy. Why? Why does piece of cake mean easy? I don't know. Cream. So cream is the richest part of milk. But there's an expression, the cream of the crop, which is the best in its group of things. This is often a person like, she graduated at the top of her class in law school. She's the cream of the crop. The next thing I want you to do is download my app, Vocab Victor, which is available for Apple and Android phones. Vocab Victor will help you build and strengthen your vocabulary. What does that mean, build and strengthen? Build vocabulary will teach you new words. Strengthen means it will improve the knowledge of words you already know. I would also recommend that you come back again and watch this video later in the week. Listen to the definitions again after you've thought about the words a little more. Listen to the article again, or even go read it yourself. This would be very good practice. Come back to the comments section. See if anyone answered your question, and if they did, thank them and start a conversation with them. The more you use language, the better your English will be. It's all about the practice. Come back again next week, and I will help you become a vocabulary winner. Thank you.